What if I told you that some of the highest paid professionals in the world are living paycheck to paycheck? Doctors, lawyers, executives. Meanwhile, someone earning a fraction of their income quietly builds real wealth. This isn't about intelligence. It's not about discipline. And it's definitely not about luck. It's about how the top 1% manage money and why most people never learn the rules. Stay with me. Because once you see this, your entire relationship with money will change. From the moment you enter the workforce, you're taught one principle: work harder, earn more, and spend carefully. But here's the uncomfortable reality. Most people who follow that formula still lose. Why? Because wealth is not built by effort alone. It's built by structure. The ultra-wealthy don't work harder than everyone else forever. They graduate out of the effort-based economy. Across the US, the UK, and Europe, the top 1% follow the same 5 financial pillars, principles that compound quietly while everyone else stays busy. Let's break them down. Pillar 1. Assets over liabilities. Most people misunderstand what an asset really is. A big house feels like an asset. A luxury car feels like an asset. But if it drains cash, assets pay you. Liabilities charge you. Consider this real-world scenario. A surgeon earning $400,000 a year. Top hospital, long hours, massive respect. But his lifestyle grows with his income. $1 million home, 2 luxury cars, private schools, and constant upgrades. Every dollar he earns already has an assignment. Now contrast that with a mid-level engineer earning $95,000, no flashy lifestyle, lives below their means, but steadily invests in dividend stocks, index funds, and a small rental property. 10 years later, the doctor is stressed and leveraged. The engineer owns income-producing assets that cover their living expenses. Same country, same economy, different definitions of wealth. The top 1% master this pillar early. They buy assets first. Lifestyle comes last. Pillar 2, tax strategy. How the rich pay less legally. Here's something that shocks most people. The tax system isn't broken, it's designed, and it rewards ownership, not employment. Imagine 2 people earning the same $150,000. One is a senior employee. Taxes are deducted automatically. What's left is what they live on. The other owns a small consulting firm. Before paying taxes, they deduct expenses, reinvest into equipment or education, and use depreciation. By the end of the year, the business owner legally pays far less tax, using the same laws. The wealthy don't avoid taxes. They plan for them. They understand that money taxed before it grows will never compound the same way. This is why tax knowledge is one of the most powerful and least discussed wealth tools. Pillar 3, the velocity of money. Why savers fall behind. Saving money feels responsible, but saving alone is not a strategy. It's a pause button. The top 1% obsess over velocity. How fast money moves, how often it works, how efficiently it compounds. Think of someone who saves diligently for 40 years. They avoid risk. They keep money in cash or low-yield accounts. Inflation slowly erodes their purchasing power. Now compare that to someone who invests consistently, accepting short-term volatility for long-term growth. One retires cautiously. The other retires with optionality. The difference wasn't discipline, it was movement. Money that doesn't move doesn't learn. Money in motion adapts, compounds, and expands. The wealthy don't ask, how do I protect this dollar? They ask, how many times can this dollar multiply? Pillar 4, the network effect. Your circle shapes your ceiling. Here's a hard truth. You will rarely outperform your environment. The top 1% understand that wealth travels through networks, not resumes. Imagine a young professional who attends an industry event reluctantly. They strike up a conversation, not a pitch, not a hustle, Months later, that contact introduces them to a business partner. That partnership leads to an investment. That investment opens doors no job posting ever could. This is how wealth actually moves, quietly, relationally, and indirectly. Your circle normalizes what feels possible. If everyone around you trades time for money, you will too. If your circle builds systems and assets, your thinking upgrades automatically. The wealthy don't network randomly, they curate proximity. Pillar 5, scaling time, escaping the hour for dollar trap. There's a limit to effort-based income. No matter how skilled you are, time is finite. The top 1% escape this by building systems that scale without their presence. Consider a highly skilled freelancer. Demand is high, income grows, but every increase requires more hours. Eventually, growth stops. Now contrast that with someone who productizes their skill through a digital course, a software tool, a media brand, or rental assets. Income decouples from time. This is the moment wealth becomes exponential. The rich don't work less because they're lazy. They work less because their systems replaced them. So, how do you apply this today? You don't need to master all 5 pillars at once. Start with 1. This week, audit your spending for assets versus liabilities. Learn one tax advantage available in your country. Move money from idle savings into a learning investment. Or attend one room where your future peers gather. Wealth doesn't begin with millions. It begins with direction. Small shifts compound faster than motivation ever could. Here's the truth few people accept. Wealth is not about income. It's about alignment. When your money, mindset, and systems point in the same direction, growth becomes inevitable. And this is just the foundation. Because once you understand how the top 1% manage money, the real question becomes, what happens when you start playing by the same rules? This channel exists for those who think long-term, who value leverage over noise, and who understand that true wealth is built quietly, before it's ever seen. Stay sharp, build your fortune,